Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Ford Expedition XLT. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this XLT Expedition. I'm going to include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 16 around town, and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 380 horsepower and then 470 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see it's raised there on either side, and I like how you just have like divot in the center. And then popping down below, you guys can see here with the LED lights, it looks really sharp. And then look at the satin finish there with the grille. And then you can see we've got tow hooks here at the bottom, parking sensors, and we have fog lights. And putting it all together, I think this looks really good for a middle of the line package. Now, popping on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 55, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you got the silver on the top with the metallic gray. And then we also have these fixed side steps right here. You guys can see with the door handles body painted, and then look at the chrome trim there at the bottom. And then here is your full side view with the Expedition Max. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the opening here for the hatch and then the Ford logo on the back. And speaking of the back, you guys can see we've got a decent amount of cargo space here in the rear. We also have these controls here. So for the third row, you can raise and lower it automatically. For the second row, you can only lower it down. But yeah, being the Max version, you have so much space behind the third row with it folded up that you probably don't even need to fold the third row down. Anyways, press that button and that will lower the hatch right back down. Here's a quick look at the taillights, and you guys can see all the rest of the badges here on the back. Parking sensors at the bottom, and we got the bezel covering the receiver hitch. And wrapping things up, let me guys think about the looks here on the Expedition Max. Now, taking a look at the door panel, you got soft touch here at the top, and also down below where you're going to rest your arm. And look at the handle there. Got your little kind of square cup holder. Interesting. More storage down below. And then here's a quick look at the seat. You guys can see perforated all down the center portion. And you got your adjustments on the side. Legroom here in the back is really good. We also have a little storage pocket there, cup holders. We've got our own climate controls for the rear, and then you've got a bunch of charging ports, and then headroom. It's good. Legroom here in the third row is really good. You can definitely fit adults back here very comfortably, and the seats actually look nice. They're perforated down the center. Cup holder action back here. We also have that for the seats, and then you can see with the USB. And then headroom, it's good. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you can see with the stitching here and the soft touch down below, all of our window controls, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. We also have our memory seat function, and then blind spot monitoring for the mirrors too. Taking a look at the front seat, perforated down the center portion. Power adjustments here on the side. Got our pedal adjustment there, light controls. That's for the seats. Fold them down, open up the hatch, and then you got this nice stitching and everything on the dash. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. You got nice stitching on the center portion. Controls for the center stack. We have our cruise control. It is adaptive with our volume and voice command controls. And then you guys can see the turn signal, windshield wiper stalk. Analog gauges on either side. Then you've got that little screen there in the center. Basically shows you different bits of information on the vehicle. And then this is where you can also see the different drive modes. So got a few different on-road modes as well as off-road modes. And it can go in a full circle, which is pretty cool if you ask me. But yeah, there's your drive mode select. Now, in reverse, we do have a back camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. I got that bird's eye view as well, and got the zoom function here with the receiver hitch. And then you guys can see the other viewpoints with the camera as well. So good resolution there. Now, as for the infotainment system, pretty dang big, and I like the fact that it's horizontally opposed. I just reviewed an Expedition Platinum the other day, and it had the vertical system. So I like the fact this is horizontal. Definitely helps out quite a bit in terms of, I don't know, overall usability. So I wish that all Expeditions had this. And the cool part is you get a bunch of physical buttons below it, right? You got this for like the camera, stability control, auto stop start, volume controls and stuff for the radio, climate controls, so for the dual zone climate system. Notice this has heated and ventilated seats as well as a heated steering wheel. And then on the towing side of things, we got the Pro Trailer Assist, trailer brake controls, and then we got a wireless phone charging pad under here, some stitching, a little bit of storage right there. Cup holders, shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission. Notice you can manually shift if you want. Driveline select, it does have a 2-speed transfer case, which is nice, and photo auto. And then you can see your hill descent control, parking sensors, and then center console. It's big. And you can see the padding here on the top, and then look at the trim on the dash as well. And then with the glove box, pretty dang solid. Now here's a window sticker for this XLT. You guys can see 202A equipment group and then the options on it. Base MSRP and then your total MSRP here, $75,020. And let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, just do a blind spot monitoring, and through the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the Expedition Max XLT. Again, I reviewed a Platinum yesterday, but I'm much more impressed, honestly, with this XLT from a value perspective, because it literally has all the same features pretty much of that Platinum, but it's $20,000 less expensive. It's a lot of change, a lot of cheddar. So yeah, first off, seats are really comfortable, and I like the overall material use. Not necessarily the softest leather on the planet, but they're comfortable, and it feels like they're going to hold up well over time. So that's another plus with that. It's big though. It's definitely a big beast. But it's not difficult to maneuver. Again, the Expedition has independent front rear suspension, which helps out the turning radius quite a bit compared to the F-150 that this is built on the same platform with, that has a solid rear axle. Yeah, comfortable. It is comfortable. Now, aside from that, let's see kind of how this gets up and moves. Really good torque. It's impressive. It's very impressive. Oh, I forgot. We got construction there, so we got to go straight. Yeah, I love the torque here. It's so good. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty smooth. So I think they've done a pretty good job with the overall setup. I'm gonna use this circle this time. Guess we'll see again with the turning radius a little bit here. Just my tripod. Took a big L. Yeah, the power is really good. So even though this isn't like the high output, it feels like it moves at a very solid pace. I don't know what that is, but we're not going to run it over. Oh, it's just a bag. Exploded bag at that. Yeah, I really do like how this drives. It's quite impressive. So they're turning. Yeah, it's torque is so great. So yeah, to fully cap things off, I think the seats are comfortable. I think it drives well, and I think this is way more reasonable than the Platinum. I think this is the Expedition to get. It's got all the features, and it's the most affordable, right? It's more affordable than a Limited, more affordable than a Platinum. So let me know what you guys think about the XLT, but I am going to call this the Expedition Sweet Spot.